Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're restarting an old series. It doesn't feel old to me, but it's getting old. I've not done one of these for 6 months, and I don't even know how that's possible. Like, I went to go and find this on my shelf and it was like behind all the other stuff. I didn't realize it had been so long, but we're gonna get this guy out and we're gonna show him some love today, because today is episode 7 of Wreck This Journal. I'm wearing my hat. I wore this hat in the first episode, I'm pretty sure, just for nostalgia purposes. And I've also got these funky glasses, because I'm just the pinnacle of fashion. I've got 5 pages to do today. I think I normally do 5. It's been so long I can't remember. Maybe I do 4, maybe I do 6. I don't know, but we're gonna see. I've got a good mix of activity-based ones and more art-based ones. Also, it's like summer, so I'm making this a summer-themed Wreck This Journal. And I meant to do a Christmas-themed Wreck This Journal back in Christmas, but that never happened, did it? Our first page is 12 and 13. This page is for handprints or fingerprints. Get them dirty, then press down. So we're gonna do that, I think, with paint, and we'll see how that goes. Hello there. I'm here with some hands that I'm going to get dirty and press down with. Right, so I'm recycling this paint from last week's video. If you remember, I was using like colourful paint. So I'm gonna get some paintbrush and I'm going to paint on my hands, because I think that's how you do this. I've not done it since, I don't know, primary school, I guess. Lots of different colours on my hand. Art in its truest form. I'm suddenly remembering a memory of like my nursery supervisor, teachery person, like painting my foot to painting it green and then turning it into like a Christmas tree for like Christmas cards. I don't know if you used to do this at like your primary schools and nurseries and stuff, but they'd always the kids would make Christmas cards and they'd get them like printed out and stuff. And when we didn't have the capability to actually make art, they'd just grab us, paint on us, and make us do like fingerprints and things. Isn't that just the most artistic art you ever did see? Let's do some pressing down. Hopefully this hasn't dried and it's actually gonna work, so let's... Ooh, okay, pressing that down. Well, that barely worked. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna give my fingers a little top up because that didn't work at all. Yay, there we go. That's better. Boop. That's nice, except the palm bit didn't work this time. Yay, that's better. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck to the page. Woo! That's a good one. There we go. Okay, as predicted, it looks like a primary school child has just gone crazy on the page. I did overlap the writing a bit, but I don't think that really matters. I'm gonna try and get this off my hand, and I'm gonna try and turn this into something artful. Wish me luck. So basically what I did was I did a watercolor background in grey, and then I went around all of the outlines like in as much detail as possible with a biro. Then I did some little doodles around, and I also went over the writing, as you can see. Then I sprayed it with some fixative and it got completely ruined. But you know, here it is before it got ruined. I'm actually pretty happy with it. It's just a shame that it, you know, bled everywhere and died. Well, that was an experience. Next is fill this page with circles, which is 32 and 33. There's lots of circular things that are summer themed, and I'm going to try and incorporate as many of those as I possibly can. So the idea with this was just to fill the page with as many summary circular objects as I possibly could. Some of them aren't very summary, some of them are just random, but you know, I had to fill the space. I coloured them in with just colouring pencils, and they kind of were pretty faint, especially the wheel that I'm doing there, because I was using, well, for that one I was using Crayola, which is like the most unpigmented, like child usable pencils possible. With the others I used more, I don't want to say professional, but you know, just like better quality, but they were still kind of faint in the end. I think it's partly the Reckless Journal paper, it's really thin and not very substantial, so it doesn't really hold the pigment as well, but I don't know, I'm not a paperist. I recently did the maths and figured out that this is going to be a 20 episode series if we keep going at the rate that we're going at, and I was just wondering if, because I'm definitely going to start another one, but that will either be when we get to episode 10, so there's like an overlap, or at the very end. I wanted to know you guys' opinion on this because I felt like I'm really keen to start another one. It would be like create this book or like draw your journal or something like that, but at the same time I really want to finish this one, and I'm worried if I start another one then I'll just do that and then forget about this one, which I don't want to do. So I was just wondering what you guys thought I should do, so let me know in the comments. I added a blue background in Paint, so it's kind of like the sky, I guess. I don't know why all these random circular things are just like ascending into the heavens, but I guess they are. And this kind of, like, it tied it all together as a composition, but also it just highlighted the fact that the pencil drawings were really desaturated because the paint was like fairly saturated, so it just made everything else look really washed out. I don't know if it added or subtracted to, you know, the overall result of the piece, but oh well, whatever. And I also added some kind of like shading around it, which I thought would help, but it didn't. It just, yeah, you know, you can see, you have eyes. I also added a little rainbow that went through the whole thing because, I don't know, to, you know, try and tie it all together as more of a composition instead of many different little pictures. It looks suspiciously similar to that one page that we did last episode, but, you know, here is the finished result. I don't think you'd have guessed that this took at least 2 hours of my life, but hey ho. And what's more summery than fruit? I guess the sun, but like fruit's pretty summery too. Put stickers of fruit here or something. It says something like that on this page, which is 68 and 69. I had a very specific idea for this prompt because fruit. I wanted to do fruit, of course, and I wanted to do like a kind of picnicky type scene with like a lemonade on one side and apple cider, I guess, or apple juice. I guess apple cider because that's fizzy or whatever, but have that on the other side, and then the fruit stickers would go on the fruit. And I actually forgot about the fruit stickers until the very end, and then I realized that I didn't have any, and I had to go to the shop and like nick some off of some fruit that I didn't buy. I did this with watercolors, and in the end it ended up looking kind of washed out, so I probably should have done a couple more layers. And also, as you can probably tell, the stripy, crossy things on the picnic blankets are not like perspectively accurate. It kind of flattens everything because I wasn't thinking properly. And then by the time I realized, I was like, whatever, and I couldn't really be bothered to fix it, which is my own fault really. When I did the grass, I just did like a base wash of green and then went over it with little like grass textured strokes in other kinds of green, and it kind of worked, but I probably needed to do, like I said, a couple more layers to make it actually look like grass. And here is the finished thing, fruit stickers and all. Don't mind that it says avocado on an apple. Summer is a time of light and positivity. It's a time when the days are longer and brighter and people are happier because it's warm, I guess, or something like that. I don't know, but page 102, page of good thoughts. That's next. So I went into this page with a fairly simple idea. It was just gonna say, kindness is everything. Tacky, I know, but you know, positive thoughts. And that was kind of gonna be it. It was meant to be in cursive, blended, nice writing. And then I was like, why don't I use my Posca pens? Because I've only used them like once ever, and they're like expensive, so I should actually use them. And because of that, it took like 2 hours of my life to write like half a sentence on a page. Because the pink just randomly stopped working halfway through, and I've got no idea why, because I've hardly used it ever, so it's not run out. And all the other pens were working just fine, but because of that, it took me absolutely forever to like get the juice out. One thing I did like though was the nice blendy effect that I got with the Posca pens. Even though it took forever, it did look kind of nice. But it's just like a simple idea that didn't really have much of a concept to it, and yet it took ages. And it's okay, like it doesn't look bad, it just irritates me that it took so long. I did like a border around the edges, to add some extra dimension to it, and then off camera I painted the whole thing black because I already had, well, not the whole thing, I painted the background black because I already had so much footage I didn't want to film that as well. Originally I'd intended to do a whole like watercolor beach scene going on behind it because summer, but like that never happened because it just took me 2 hours to write the words, so that, yeah, I just did the background in black. And here you will see the finished. It's pretty mid, nothing special. And finally, the one I've been looking forward to most, 197. Roll the journal down a hill. Now what's more summery than immersing yourself in a lovely grassy hill? And maybe I will, maybe I won't throw myself down that hill with my journal. So there's this big hill right next to where I live, and I'm talking really quietly because I'm scared that the local people that live near it might see me and judge me for talking out the phone. The shops are like right over there somewhere, and there's like houses everywhere, and I just realized that it's a Saturday and the local youths might be around, and I'm scared of them, so hopefully it's like kind of early in the morning, so hopefully they're still in bed. This is the hill. It actually doesn't look as steep on the camera as it is in real life, but you'll see. I'm just gonna chuck it. That was actually kind of fun, I'm gonna do it again. Whoa! That was a long one. It went so far. Mission accomplished. There were no local youths. I'm absolutely fine, and there was absolutely nothing to be worried about. That was a successful outing. I decided to use water-based felt tip pens for this because, well, I wanted to use pens, and my other pens bleed through the paper, so it was my only option really. And as you can see, they were kind of patchy. It looked like a 5-year-old had done it, but you know, what's done is done. And my idea was, it doesn't really have much with rolling down a hill other than there's a hill in it, but there's this little alien boy who's sitting on a hill with a telescope, and his name's Gendram. His name's Gendram, and he is looking out at a little flying saucer in the sky, if you can see it. I don't know if you can. And that's like his dad's gone off to be a invader of planets, and he's all like, bro, I'm never gonna see my dad again, this is so sad. And it's meant to be really like deep and meaningful, but the childish medium used kind of undermines that a bit. I used acrylic paint to do the background in black because I don't have a black felt tip pen because they run out all the time, and I did use somewhat of a, you know, advanced, I layered the pens on top of each other to create texture, which you can't even see on the camera, but you can see it in real life. And then I colored in the top layer of the hill in pen, and then did the rest in paint. And then I got some white acrylic paint out and put some stars in the sky, which is fun. I like doing that. And here's the finished product. It looks okay, it's not the best, but it's somewhat good. Anyway, thank you for watching, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!